So you like showed up and you were like, I'm here to hang out. And then you just vibrated in the audience and didn't talk to them the whole time.
Yeah. What's up?
Fucking nothing.
Your hair looks good.
Thank you. I washed it.
Nice.
I washed.
Yeah.
When I walked in, Connor was like, your hair's still curly from Monday. And I'm like, no, I just washed my hair twice this week.
Guys.
Men are so fucking stupid. It is so insane.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, your hair is still... It's like doesn't have object permanence.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have the same hair as the last time I saw you. It's like...
Man, that's so funny.
I know. And I'm like, no, I just washed my hair both times, buddy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, I'm once a week
Yeah.
washing his hair. And I'm like, cool.
Man. He never says that to me. Hey, your hair's still straight from last week.
I know.
Because, like, if he's using that logic, he should be thinking that about me.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, why is this girl looking the same?
Totally, yeah. I mean, maybe it's
Everyone
just
he sees.
he was just shocked that my hair was curly again.
Yeah.
I know. Everybody is always shocked when right after I wash it because it's in the gel cast.
Yeah.
That
and
makes
it's, like,
it especially curly.
Mhm.
And I like just because I don't blow dry my hair all the way because I don't have fucking 2 hours
Yeah.
every day to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll just like leave it in the gel cast when I go
Uh-huh.
places and people are like, oh wow, oh wow, you really did your hair. And I'm like, yeah, I just washed it. Shut up.
I tried a little today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I'm like, stop pointing out that I look different.
I left mine wavy today, but I ran out of, what's it called? Mousse. So I had to use like leave-in conditioner and then a bunch of hairspray. It turned out okay, but it's not the same, you know?
Dude, mousse really is a
Mhm.
game changer.
Mhm.
Wow, this is the most boring conversation.
Yeah, we gotta.
This is us talking about our fucking shirts again.
I know.
God.
Yeah, we thought we moved on, but we just do it in different ways.
I know. We're just still talking about our shirts or whatever.
That was really crazy, the number of pods we had where it was t-shirt. And it was like a year ago. Every intro was t-shirt.
Single time we talked
And
about
then
shirts.
the edits would be like, let's cut out the shirt stuff this time.
Cut out the first 7 minutes of the pod where we talk about shirts. It was every time.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like that one time. Remember that time you came over
Mm-hmm.
when I was at my old apartment
Yeah,
and we were dressed exactly the same.
yeah.
And so you went through my t-shirts to see if there was one of my t-shirts that would make you look less like me.
Yeah.
And I have a video of you holding up this shirt being like, I've never seen this shirt before. I've never seen this shirt before.
I didn't know about this.
I didn't know about this shirt.
Man. Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to the clowns.
Podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell, Permanence Cardwell on Instagram.
I'm Allie O'Neill. You can find me on Instagram. It's Allie O'Neill. And follow the pod, subscribe to the YouTube, write in a story, tell your friends about
Yes.
listening and everything. We appreciate you.
Please.
Write in a story on Instagram or
Comment
comment
and like and I don't know.
engage.
You can leave multiple comments. That'll help us.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to reply to all the non-foot related YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I gotta sign in. Well, I think I am signed in now. I think I wasn't for a time and I couldn't see.
Gotcha.
And now
yeah.
I am.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'll be replying too.
So Brittany's gonna get in there too.
Yeah. Say whatever you want to me.
I forget who it was. It was somebody that we know who's like a frequent listener and commenter. But on the last one we posted at the beginning, we talked about having our separate horse
Yes.
and
Yes.
and fish pods. And somebody, I forget who it was. I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting exactly who it was. But
it was
they were
Ron,
like,
I think.
it was Ron?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry, Ron.
I saw that one.
Ron was like, it really, my separation anxiety. What did he say?
Like either separation anxiety or abandonment issues.
Oh, yeah, he's like,
something around those.
the beginning of this pod really worked on my abandonment issues. And I was like,
having a panic attack.
yeah, I was like, don't worry, buddy. There's no way we could do that.
It would be so hard
It'd
too.
be so.
I'm just gonna be listing out horse facts.
Yeah, totally. It
Yeah.
would be hard for me to have a podcast on my own about fish,
Yeah.
but I just don't think anybody would listen to it. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm stressed
Yeah.
and I'm drinking because of it.
Well,
That's it. It's fine. I feel better already. I mean, who's to say what the cause is? Because I'm also with my best friend. Maybe I didn't need this at all. I don't think I needed it at all.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'm sure they both help. Also, you said you started feeling better on the train.
I know.
I'm sure it's
I could have just
multiple
avoided
things,
it. Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, fucking get a little Budweiser in there.
It feels good. It feels right. You know?
It feels good. It feels right.
I'm fine. I have some updates.
All right, hell yeah.
Okay, so this is just a brief one about how I behave with other people.
Okay.
And also how sometimes what I do, I'm doing a bit, they don't know that because I also do stuff that's like that for real.
This is a reoccurring theme in Brittany's life.
This is an ongoing problem for me. And so I showed up to that show Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Right? And Kevin Casey White is there, former guest of the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny Zagrino. We should have her on. I love her. She's so fun. Oh, she does tarot readings for comics like all the time.
Oh my God, fuck yeah.
Maybe we could do a special. I mean, I'd have to ask her, but
totally,
we could do a regular one with her, and then we could have a separate once we have a Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, we could do tarot readings for people.
Dude,
it's
totally
logistically hard, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it would be tough to hire somebody to do that and also have it on our Patreon.
Yeah,
where we're supposed to make. But she could read our tarot cards. I'm sure. I'm gonna get the card that's like she's gonna be like, is your whole family dead?
Yeah.
There's a lot of darkness here, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. But anyway, I would love to have Jenny on.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. So they're both there, and then there was another comic, I forget who right now. And I walk up, I see Kevin, I'm like, hey, Kevin, what's up? And then Jenny kind of like joins in immediately after, and the other guy. So then I'm like, how are you, Kevin? And then I'm like, oh, hello, Jenny. And how are you? And then I'm like, oh, I think it was Chase DeRosso.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And then I'm like, and then I was doing a bit at that point because I knew how ridiculous it sounded.
Oh, and how are you?
And then I went,
and how are you?
I went, Chase, how are you as well? Okay, you start, Kevin, and then we'll go to Jenny, and then we'll go to Chase. And I was just doing a ridiculous bit, like. It was mostly for me, but it's because I saw the way it sounded. So then I just like exaggerated it.
Yeah.
And Kevin, I don't think Kevin knew that it was a bit.
God, that's so funny.
Because then Kevin starts roasting me about it. He's like, I cannot believe you have a podcast where you interview people.
Oh my God.
Which is funny because I am also like that, sort of.
Totally.
But I was like, nobody here knows that was a bit.
I know.
I thought about it all night.
I don't know. I love hearing stories where you just are, you know, being a goofy little guy, and then people are like, okay.
Because they don't know me well enough like that to know that I'm not doing that.
Totally.
And Jenny is great. And every time I hang with her, I'm like, oh, she's such a fun hang. And I'm like, I hope she likes me, you know? And then I did that. And I'm like, I don't know how she feels about me now.
But the idea of like you coming in and like conducting 3 people in a conversation is so fucking ridiculous that they should have known that it was a joke. But also, I will say, there's something about you where if anybody else had done that, they would have known it's a joke. But there's something about you where it like could be real.
I know. I don't know what it is.
It's so funny because I know when you're joking.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just so funny to watch people who are like acquaintances of yours or just like casual friends be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll talk now.
It was so, I really did ruminate about it. Even though I don't feel bad about it, I was like, they don't know.
Were you able to get in there and be like, well, obviously, I was joking? Like, were you able to say that at any point?
No, I think when Kevin riffed on it, I was like, haha, yeah, you know, and like made fun of myself with him.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, hey, guys, I was joking.
Yeah. It would, I think, you know what? Now that you
Can we talk seriously now? Like, that was a bit.
It would be funny if like you stopped Kevin in his tracks and was like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah.
You know I was joking, right?
Yeah.
I just need you to know I was joking.
Can you please sign this form that says you know I was joking?
I know.
Sign right here.
And you'll
get a copy.
You can't talk about this at all. God, that's great.
That's one of my updates. And then my other one is I went to, do you know Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds?
Mm-mm.
Nick Cave is this, do you know him, Maxim? No. He's this musician. So here's the thing, is Dwayne's friend invited us to go. Mm-hmm. I've heard of Nick Cave because my friends in college liked him. So I'm aware of like some of his music, but I didn't really know him that well. So I was like, oh yeah, we'll hang with his friend and I'll like it enough because I'm familiar with some of it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like thinking I'd really
like
love
get
it.
into it. Yeah.
I was like, it's just for the hang, whatever.
Mhm.
And so we went, and I was completely like the entire show. I was like astounded. I was like speechless. I was
Wait.
getting crazy ASMR too, like all over my body for like the first 20 minutes. It was wild.
Wait, what kind
cried.
of music is it?
It's all different stuff. He used to be more, I mean, it's like, well, it's really bizarre. It's hard to even explain it. Because sometimes it feels like weird poetic punk.
Oh,
But
I
other
know what you're
times
talking
it's
about.
very like almost like church sounding. Like he has a really big range of
Gotcha.
the stuff he does.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's been performing since like the early 80s.
Mhm.
So it's just changed a lot over time.
Oh man, I bet Dave knows everything about
I
this
bet
band.
Dave knows.
He
Nick
100,
Cave.
especially if it's like a guy who's like talking about his feelings and is like
Oh yeah.
doing this mildly punk stuff. Dave's
Yeah.
like on board.
I don't even know if I should call it punk, but there's some stuff where I'm like, whoa, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like a punk like tone, not necessarily
Some of
like
the tone.
not necessarily like it sounds like punk music, but it's like the like philosophy is punk.
Yeah, and maybe his performance.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
is
the
a
way
big
he
part
does
of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like do you know the Mountain Goats?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so they're like a folk band,
Mhm.
but like when I watch them, I'm like the music they make is folk music,
Yeah.
but it has like a punk like
Oh, okay.
tone to it
Yeah.
essentially, where it's like angry and like
Yeah.
self-deprecating
Yeah.
and like poetic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I would never call the Mountain Goats punk music, but like
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
punk is more than just a genre of music. It's like a philosophy, and it's
Yeah.
like, so
Yeah.
but
yeah, it was like the way I was reacting, I was like, this is crazy. Like I
Damn.
felt like I was on mushrooms.
So you like showed up and you were like, I'm here to hang out, and then you just vibrated in the audience and didn't talk to them the whole time.
Yeah.
You were just like listening to
I
him.
couldn't believe it. I was like, man, he really got me. Like I felt like he just had me. And it was like, you know how I told you I saw some movie. I can't remember what it is now. Whenever I see a movie and I don't have my own thoughts during it, that's when I'm like, oh, I was completely immersed.
Yes.
Like I was
You're,
fully
like,
in the
locked
moment.
in.
I locked
Yeah.
in. That happened. It was like an hour and a half straight, maybe longer, where I was like, I'm not thinking at all. It was amazing. I really felt like I was on
That's
mushrooms.
so sick.
Yeah. And then I thought, okay, so I thought you would like this. He has a bunch of songs where he talks about, he has like a lot of songs that have like feature animals really heavily. There's one called Cinnamon Horses.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get why you were
Even
locked
before
in.
this. He kept talking about being a rabbit jumping down on his knees. And then he's got a song called Frogs. I was like, man, we got to get this guy on the pod.
You should have said this at the beginning because now it's all coming together.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, there was just something about this music. I was getting like goosebumps all over. And then you're like, he has a song called Cinnamon Horses. And I'm like, well, that's why. That's obviously why, Brittany.
He has a song called Cinnamon Horses. And then he had another lyric. It was like bright horses. And there's another thing about horses. And I was like, this guy's obsessed with horses.
Like, this guy gets me.
Yeah. At one point, though, he said something like, horses are just regular creatures. And I turned to Dwayne and I was like, that's not true. I thought you'd like this, Allie. Okay, so this thing he was doing, it was really like weird. But for some of his songs that are like from the new album, I guess, in the background he'd have like graphics and it would say some of the words from the song that were happening at the moment, which was really weird. It almost felt like a sing-along type of thing, like karaoke or something.
Totally.
But it looked really ridiculous because it would be like he's singing these crazy serious songs, like they're super emotional.
Yeah.
Or they're like a lot of his songs are scary. You know, I like a scary song.
Oh yeah. Big time.
He's got this one called Red Right Hand. It's one of his most famous ones.
Oh my God.
That's the one I knew.
I've had people send me that song because I have a red right hand tattoo.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't know if it's related. I don't know what his song is about at all. But I've had people send that song to me because of my tattoo.
That's funny. Yeah. I want to read the lyrics to that song because it's mostly about this guy, but I don't really understand it. And he has a red right hand, and I think he's like he's like greedy or something.
Oh, gotcha.
But anyway, so these words will come up behind him. Like at one point, it's just like, kill me, kill me. And it's in this
letters.
huge font.
Yeah.
And it would say like, well, here's the one I want to show you. Because I saw he posted these on his Instagram too. I just like, oh wait, this is what it would be like.
Hop inside
my coat.
Hop inside my coat.
And then there's this one. Frogs.
Okay, you gotta send me that. I love frogs.
Man. Anyway, I just enjoyed it so much more than I expected.
And was that last night?
That was last night.
Damn, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was great. It was unbelievable.
What venue?
Just Barclays.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, wow. So huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
Arena.
I mean,
wow.
It wasn't full, but it was like pretty full.
Yeah. I guess like, I don't know. I was like, I've never heard of this guy before. So the fact that he's performing at Barclays, I'm like, oh, wow. All right, cool. I guess I don't know anything. Like, I don't know who the fuck Tate McRae is.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's just like, but apparently she's like the biggest pop star. And I'm like, I couldn't name a single song. And I don't even know what she looks like. But I hear people talking about her. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. But that's great. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And it was just, I kept being like, I feel like it changed my life. Like I was talking like I was on drugs too.
God, that is so
And then an hour later,
funny.
I was just back to normal.
Yeah.
And then I was anxious all day, so it didn't really help at all.
Actually, maybe it made it worse. Maybe it made you anxious.
Yeah,
maybe it showed you what your life could have been like.
Yeah.
Frogs.
Yeah. No thoughts.
No thoughts, just frogs. I told you this before, but I'm a big fan of frogs. I love like little frog things in real life, not just with you.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
Not like the way that, I found out that you don't actually like frogs when I told Dwayne to get you a frog necklace.
No, I do, but not from my boyfriend who I don't talk about frogs with very much.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. I talk about frogs with everybody.
Yes.
So
I definitely don't.
I'm not some fucking poser.
I've never talked to Maggie about frogs, for example.
Oh, yeah. You can't keep me from talking about frogs. But
I have special frog energy for you.
Gotcha, which I appreciate. You know, I was just really taken aback when I learned that it wasn't a part of every part of your life. You know what I mean? I was just like,
I feel like a lot of people wouldn't receive it.
I was like,
you know?
What are you saying right now?
I remember feeling like that was happening. And I was like, it's okay. We have a special friendship.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, you don't really like frogs? And then you're like, no, I like them for you. And I was like, stop it.
No, I don't like them for you, Allie. I'm not like, I could get into that. Like, you're a boyfriend I want to impress.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess I could,
you change your entire personality. Yeah,
or whatever.
You're like, I love watching Call of Duty and not playing it. Yeah. But I really love frogs. And the past couple of months I've been in a bad mood. It's getting better now. But for a while I'd be like very grumpy, and Dave would be like, "Uh-oh, somebody's grumpy. Well, looks like somebody's gonna get a really big frog."
I think you told me this.
Yeah, I told you. Just not on the pod.
Really big frog.
Yeah, and then it got, because I've been like so grumpy literally at all times for like the past couple of months. He's like, we're like on our way to like a bar or something, and I'm all like worked up, and I'm like fucking like just grumpy and like hard to be around essentially. But he'd like go on Etsy and he'd look up frog figurines and he'd be like, "Oh, weird, look at this," and I'd be like, "Oh."
Oh, that's so sweet.
It would literally change my entire mood. Yeah. And I'm like, you like to think that you're like an adult and like a complex human person with emotions. But if you show me a picture of a frog figurine, it'll change my entire mood. Like, it's I'm a baby.
A pacifier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that was really good. Yeah, it's just like, and then it changes my entire mood.
How big is your frog collection?
I don't have that many frogs right now.
Okay.
But I like looking at them, and I'm like, because Dave and we're going to move in a couple months, and like, so we talk about like what we want our apartment to be like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's going to be a lot of frogs. Also, like,
you're going to have a frog room like that one guy had a clown room.
Yes, exactly. But it's not going to be a room. It's going to be the whole apartment.
Yeah.
I told Dave, I was like, Dave, I want our apartment to be so full of frogs. Not like you walk in, it's like, whoa, frogs. But it's like you walk in and you settle in and you start looking around and you're like,
Oh.
God fucking damn it, there's
Yeah.
frogs everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want.
Not like frog bed frame. You want subtle
No,
frogs,
I want
but
like,
everywhere.
you know, like little delicate things
Yeah.
that are like, you know, and also it has to be a certain kind of frog, you know, like
Yeah.
I don't like frogs that like look like cartoons. I like
No, me either.
anthropomorphized frogs. Like there's this one that Dave was gonna get for me for some holiday,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a frog. It's a paper towel holder, but it's a frog holding its leg up, and its leg is so long. It's so cool, and it's like made out of brass.
Man, I just remembered, did you have these like little, they're just little frog figurines, and I feel like every kid had them.
The little glass ones?
They're
or-
like hard, really hard plastic, but
Yes.
they looked realistic and cool.
Yeah, and they were all different like
Yeah.
breeds of frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Man, I had a bunch of those.
And they would have like bugs and snakes and shit too.
Mhm.
We God fucking bugs, snakes,
That's
and
what we
frog-
need
Yes.
for our coffee table.
We'll put them there.
Yeah.
We'll just stack them up. Dude, you get them, you know, I know exactly where to fucking get them.
Mm.
You get them in a clear plastic tube at a museum.
Oh, yeah,
That's where
yeah.
you
That
get
makes
them.
sense.
Yeah, you get those, or you get the safari animals, or you get the ocean one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
So
connecting with our inner child.
that's what this whole podcast
Had
is.
to do it to him.
Yeah.
That's just Dan Licata's
Had to do it
tagline.
to him. Had to do it to him. Had to connect with my inner child. Had to do it to him. They didn't want me to, but I connected with my inner child.
Man.
Oh, God. Anyway, should we get into our stupid story?
Yes.
We should go first.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I talked for way too... You were like, I had a religious experience at this concert. And I was like, have you heard of frogs? And then I talked for 20 minutes about it.
But we both basically did the same thing.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
We both were just autistic
and I brought
at
up
each
frogs and horses.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it's
I
not
was
my
fine
fault.
with everything. Oh, here's one of his lines. A ghost, because it's written here.
Oh,
a
yeah.
ghost in giant sneakers.
Okay, I understand why you like this guy. It makes the most sense in the world that you fucking like this guy.
I loved it. Can we just play real quickly the scary song, Red Right Hand?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I used to know about it, is that, because I didn't even know it was him. I actually thought it was Tom Waits, because I think Tom Waits covers it, too.
Oh, yeah, it
Maybe?
might be like an old folk song or something.
Well, I think he wrote it.
Oh, he wrote it, okay.
But I'm pretty sure Tom Waits covered it, because I knew of it. Anyway, every time I'd hear this one, I'd be like, that's another Halloween song. Like there's a bunch of scary songs I love,
Yeah.
and they seem like they should be Halloween songs.
Totally.
Like even Rock Lobster. We talked about this?
Yeah, it's like...
It's a little Halloween-y.
It's like surf rock that is impending doom.
Yes.
Like it must be like the chord progression or something.
Yeah.
But it's like dun dun dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun. Like it seems like it's coming
Yeah.
after you.
And there's an organ, right?
yeah.
So it feels...
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Man, he did this the one I posted on my story was another really scary song. I loved it. I think I love being a little scared all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's also like Scary Swamp.
Yeah.
Doesn't get scary till the middle though. I can't use my phone.
If you're not watching the
Halloween.
big time Halloween.
Anyway, listen to the whole song.
No, it does
Oh,
really
also,
sound
look how
Halloween.
scary he looks here.
Yeah, like the black and white. He
Yeah.
looks like Nosferatu.
Yeah. He was like a great performer. It was so fun.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that.
So suddenly I'm a huge Nick Cave fan. I thought about it all day.
Hell yeah.
I listened to it because today I was doing a thing at work where I gotta stop talking about this. Never mind. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you dinner.
Okay, all right. You
I
can
just
say
listened
on
to
the
it all
pod.
day. Oh, my story. God. My mind just like I just went completely blank. I'm gonna do a short one, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. You know my best friend from home, Sierra?
Of course I do.
Sierra and Lene.
How could I forget?
So when we were in high school or middle school, there was one day, and I might be exaggerating it a little bit because I can't remember like how many people we called,
Mhm.
but there was one day where I feel like what we did is we called everyone we knew, everyone whose phone number we had. And at the time, it's not like you had a phone full of numbers. It would be like, I have like a set number of
You have like, you got like a
like a Rolodex sort of.
Yeah, like you got like a planner for children and you wrote your friends' numbers in it. Yeah.
So we had probably our friends' numbers and maybe some family members' numbers.
Yeah.
And we called, and again, I might be exaggerating because I feel like Sarah will listen to this and be like, we didn't call that many people. But in my mind, we called a bunch of people. And we either left, they'd either answer or we leave a voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd sing this song. I don't know what got into us that day, but this is what we decided to do for the day.
You sang the Saddam Hussein song?
Yeah, it's similar. It's similar. Wait.
I know. I'm trying to remember how it goes,
no,
too.
that's Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden.
Yes.
Sorry, I mixed them up.
No, that goes, Bin Laden,
Yeah.
the man of the hour.
It would be so funny if you called everybody in your contacts and left that
We
song
did,
as-
kind of.
Okay, wait, I need to know this
So
song.
we called everybody and we left a song that we made up. We sung it together. And it went like this. It went, I got to get through the whole thing, all right? I'm trying to laugh. It went, humans like to stay alive. Stay alive, human. Don't you want to stay alive? We called a bunch of people.
What sounds like a threat, dude?
I know. That sounds so scary.
Don't you want to stay
And
alive?
we'd be like, when it was done, we'd be like, stay alive. Don't you want to? We just kept it going. I think we must have done it in different tones too. I feel like I did it a little bit low.
You guys harmonized?
Yeah. And like, I don't remember what happened with that at all. I feel like maybe her dad and like heard his or something and thought it was funny. Her dad's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
He's always like joking and doing weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he knows we're just like
Fucking
ridiculous.
around, yeah, totally.
But like, I think we left that on a bunch of other people's like answering machines. Humans like to stay alive. Stay alive, humans. That's it.
It's so fucking.
It was like a prank, but it was like.
If I heard that on my fucking answering machine, I would be so afraid. It sounds like. Do you know who Max Headroom is?
No.
It was like in like the 80s or 90s. Maxim, do you know Max Headroom? Yeah. Yeah, it was like in the 80s or 90s. Like this like I don't even know that much about it, but like these guys like hacked into a cable network, and then there was like a picture of a guy and he said creepy stuff, and then like everybody was like, it's the end of the world. It was like some crazy thing, but it's like it felt like very like futuristic and foreboding. Here, if I show you a picture of him.
What year was this? Do you remember?
It was in the 80s or 90s. I don't remember exactly.
I do think I know about this.
Max Headroom. I think it was the 90s. But Max Headroom. Yeah, it was this guy. Oh, fuck.
Oh, okay.
You've seen him before?
I've seen him.
Yeah. And so they just like played that guy and then, oh, okay. And then, oh, no. So Max Headroom used to be a TV show. It was a sci-fi show. And then somebody used a Max Headroom mask to hack into a whatever and just, anyway, this is so dumb.
No.
But like, it just reminds me of like this weird foreboding shit that you are just leaving on people's answering machines. And I would not know what to do with that if that happened to me.
I feel like if we did that now, like cops would have come to the door.
Of course.
Someone would have come and done something.
Yeah, were you like star 6-7ing people?
Was that calling back?
Or maybe star 6-9 is making it so no.
Oh, no caller ID.
If they have caller ID, it says like something else, yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's it.
That's
just
incredible.
And like a completely insane thing.
Did you have any reactions from it? Like, did anybody get back to you about it?
That's the thing. I don't remember anyone getting back. Any calls? That's what makes me think maybe we didn't do it to a ton of people. But in my mind, we did it a bunch because we thought it was really fun. We would leave it and then we just laugh.
Yeah.
And then we do another one.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it.
Totally.
Yeah.
So like, either you called 30 people
Yeah.
and all of them were like,
Yeah.
okay, and didn't even mention it or do anything about it.
Yeah.
Or you called like a few people who were like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I started trying to write a bit about it. But I don't think there's a bit other than that we did that. It's like really
You
crazy.
gotta make the Osama bin Laden bit,
I know.
dude.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. You don't even have to write anything around it.
No, I just need to do it again. I tried it like twice and then I forgot to do it.
Did it go well the times that you did it?
I did it at our Worthless Clown show one time.
Oh, yeah.
And it went well there.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was a lot of context that made it work.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get into my story, I guess. So, this is also a childhood story.
Ooh, these are the best ones.
Yeah, so I'm sure you remember MySpace.
Yes.
Did you have a MySpace?
Mhm.
Okay, so I had a MySpace. I was big into MySpace because it was like
You were Alley Terror.
Alley Terror.
Yes.
That's right. I was Alley Terror on MySpace. A lot of pictures of me with very swoopy hair.
Yep.
A lot of eye makeup and like a lot of filters on it. It was like super like blown out, saturated pictures of me in skinny jeans on a playground, doing that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And there was like MySpace, like there was like a huge community of like emo and scene and like punk people, right? So I would spend hours on MySpace every night talking to like strangers. And like it was like Facebook where you had to like become friends with people in order to interact with them.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really like an algorithm that would show you people. It was mostly like you would find people through other people, right? So it would be like somebody that you're friends with posts a photo, and then in the comments you see other people commenting on it. Yeah. And that's kind of how you find
and everyone's
people.
Just looking at everyone's profile to be like, should I friend them?
Yeah, and there's no like it's so different than social media now. There's no like For You page or there's no place where you can scroll through everybody's content.
Or like, hey, you might know this person. Or,
it's like the only way, like you were just clicking through people's profiles all night. That's like all you were doing.
I used to do that too.
Yeah. And so like
it was really just stalking everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. And like so I remember it was like a friend of mine or like a friend of a friend or something. I am like, scrolling through their page for way too long. And on one of their pictures, I see somebody commented on it with the name and photo of Cris Angel.
Wait, who's Cris Angel again?
He was the guy who did magic tricks on TV and had like a belly button ring.
That's what I thought. But I was like, I don't know. I felt like it was wrong for some reason. Yeah.
It was Cris Angel, right? Right, Maxim?
I think so.
Okay, cool. And like, so like.
Wait, so what did they comment again?
I don't remember what the comment was, but it was somebody I knew, and they had commented on Cris Angel.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Presumably had commented on this person's page.
Yeah.
And I was like, Cris Angel is on TV, and he's a very famous.
He's famous.
He was very famous. He was a very famous goth person. So that was pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
And so
You're like spinning around in your rolly chair.
I'm like losing my mind, of course. Also, by the way, I'm like 13.
Yeah.
Like fully a child.
Yeah.
Being like, I wonder if Cris Angel will date me.
Yeah. Maybe he looked at my profile.
Maybe this 35-year-old man will fuck me. You know what I mean?
I changed my profile for Cris Angel to comment on.
Dude, that's literally what I did. I went through all of my pictures. I think I took new pictures. Maybe for my profile. I like looked at my profile and I like changed it all up to make it like adult and sexy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, I like friend requested him because we have mutual friends.
Yeah.
And then immediately he gets back to me and he's like, hey, why did you friend me?
Oh.
And I was like, well, like I saw that you knew this person.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I think that what you do is really cool or something like that.
It's weird for him to ask why you friend. I mean, maybe it's not weird because you were a child, but in general, it's weird to be like, why did you want to socialize with me?
But that was the culture, right? Where it's like, if somebody you didn't know friend requested you, you could either not accept it, or you could accept it and be like, why did you do that? Like that's like
I don't really remember that.
Like following people now is like so casual. You'll follow people you don't know, but it's like that is not what it was like at all on MySpace. Yeah. It was more like communal, you know. And so he was like, why did you? And I was like, well, I really just love your work, Cris Angel. Mindfreak.
Mindfreak.
Dude, the fucking...
That's your last name, right? Angel's your middle?
Yeah. Cris Angel Mindfreak, yeah.
Mr. Mindfreak.
Yeah.
Until we get to know each other better.
Yeah, and he's Mr. a guy, he was like a goth person on TV, which means he just dressed like a pirate, essentially.
Yes.
He dressed like...
I imagine him like a pirate.
Yeah, he dressed like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, like... Just like a lot of scarves and like eyeliner.
Can I pull up a picture real quick?
Please,
because
pull up a picture.
I just realized my image of him is his face is a blur, and I am just imagining pirate gear.
Yeah, totally.
Cris Angel.
Yeah, let's look up, and it's Criss.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh my god, the picture that comes up is so funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, like this is what I think
he's
of.
So ripped.
This is what I think of when I.
Come on, Google.
Mindfreak. Oh my god, yeah. And he would just wear any fucking weird hat. Yeah, like this is the era that I was like into Cris Angel.
Yeah, I was just looking at that picture. Yeah. And like the belt buckle thing was so in.
Yes, and he has like too many
sexy belt buckles for men.
I know. Sexy belt buckles for men. I know, you're so
He's got
right.
Skull patches on his knees.
I know, yeah. It's just like really
is piratey somehow.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. I'll post all these on the page, but look at this one. It's the same picture.
Oh, yeah.
But it's got like legs coming out, like another copy of his legs coming out from behind him.
And he's doing like the splits.
Yeah. It's so weird. And it's like, what is this? It's supposed to be like angel wings, but they're skulls? It's really blurry, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Like really
God, that's so fucking weird. Yeah, and he just has like legs coming up from behind him that are presumably his legs, like that like Da Vinci drawing.
Oh yeah.
But
oh yeah, you had this haircut.
Yes, I did.
It's the what do we call it? It's like Karen.
Goth Karen. Goth Karen. Same haircut. On him it looks goth, but on me it looked like Karen. Because I was like a girl.
But yours was pink, right?
Mine was black or pink. My hair changed all the fucking time. But like, yeah, it was probably black or pink. Honestly, it was probably black with chunky highlights, which is Karen.
Here's him standing
sideways,
horizontally.
Yeah. Mindfreak. Oh, Mindfreak. Oh, it's
and
so
look,
freaky.
The words are being pulled down.
I know.
To be like, remember, there's gravity.
Yeah.
But he's going against gravity.
Yeah.
In this picture.
Totally.
Man.
God. Incredible stuff.
So, okay.
Truly an artist. I wonder what he's up to.
You're talking to Cris Angel. He says, why did you do that? And you're like, well, I saw you know this person.
Also, may I point out, like, the way that we talked to each other, it was like, I would send him a message. It wasn't like DM, right?
Yeah.
It was closer to like email.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I would send him a message and then hours later, or maybe the next day, he would get back to me. That's how it worked. Because people like weren't on their computer. Like you weren't on your phone.
You'd have computer sessions.
Yes. You'd be like at your computer responding to shit, and that's how it would go. And so like this whole time, I think I'm fucking talking to Cris Angel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's like, well, he was like, why do you want to be friends with me? Like, nobody really wants to be friends with me. And I was like, Cris Angel, people don't get you. But like,
I've seen everything you've done.
I do. I'm a huge fan of your work. I can't believe, like, in my mind, I'm like living in my own world where being goth is like, you know, hard to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not viewing him as like a celebrity who's on TV.
Yeah.
That like people care about no matter what you do because you're like on TV. I'm like, God, Cris Angel really has self-esteem problems, but I can fix him. You know? And like,
he's only told me. Nobody even knows.
He's like, nobody even wants to be my friend on MySpace.
It's so hard for him to get up there on the TV.
Yeah. He's like, I go on TV and everybody treats me like an outcast after, I guess. And it's like, and it was just playing into my narrative of what like being goth was like. Right?
Yeah.
And like, I think we messaged, it's gotta be 20 messages back and forth before the guy was like figured it out, and he was like, oh, I'm not Cris Angel.
He figured it out? What do you mean?
He figured out that he thought that I thought that he was Cris Angel because his picture and name was Cris Angel.
Oh, I see.
So he was a kid
so funny.
who was like literally my age.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm a fan of Cris Angel.
Yes.
So I'm going to make my name Cris Angel and my profile picture Cris Angel.
Yeah. And then he's like, a girl wants to talk to me?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
And I was like, I'm a huge fan of your work.
Yeah.
I know it's really hard being goth in the public eye. And like, I was so devastated. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll talk to you later then. And he was just my friend on MySpace.
I wonder why it took him so long. Or maybe he knew, but he was like, oh, do I keep the lie up for a while?
I think that, well, because we're both young, so we're both like super dumb, right? So I think he was like, well, she knows who I am. Like, why did she? He was probably thinking that I knew who he was or something.
Oh, I see, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rather than like
forgetting how it looks.
I'm viewing him as Cris Angel.
Yeah.
And so like, and then I like see all that shit, and then like you know, a couple of like weeks or days later, I see that he's changed his name and picture to Miley Cyrus.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, so he's doing this again.
Yeah.
He's trying to get a different kind of a woman.
Yeah. Completely different kind of woman.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I could trick like a girl who doesn't wear too much eyeliner.
That's so funny. Yeah, he was like, this works.
And I remember I was like, I don't care about this guy, but that hurt.
Yeah. Can I get a girl who wears Abercrombie, maybe?
Exactly, which is like, you know, at the time, my arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Was like girls who, you know, had good lives or whatever.
Man.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
But like truly for like, it was maybe like 3 days because that's how long it took us to like message back and forth. I was like truly thought I was like gonna meet Cris Angel.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was talking to Cris Angel online. And like, it was just so crazy.
Were you like spending more time on your, like those few days, you're like really like, you're building your confidence. You're
and I was like,
you're like dressing up more, doing your hair.
Yeah, anything that happens at school, I'm like, this doesn't matter because I have Cris Angel waiting for me at home.
And you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I'm going to smile like that. Whenever he asks me. You know?
Totally. Yeah, it was very that.
Yeah. Like a pre-date kind of feeling.
It was exactly. And I was just so giddy. And then I found out it was just some guy. It was so crazy.
So did this guy, when he was Cris Angel, because I kind of forget, like on MySpace, it's not like you post on any kind of feed. It's messages across pages.
Yeah.
In the same way Facebook used to be, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like there's any way that he would post a picture of him over and over and you'd be like, oh, I guess it's this guy.
The only way you would be able to see what people post is by going directly to their profile. And then on their profile is like photos they post. Yeah. Like, you know, whatever the version of it was mostly photos, really. Yeah. But like threads, like the MySpace version of statuses. So it's like that shit wasn't really coming up for me. Also, I remember going to the page and being like, oh, there's only like 2 pictures of Cris Angel.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't like...
So he didn't put anything of himself.
I think it might have been like a really new MySpace account.
Yeah.
So there wasn't much on it.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, whoa.
Yeah. Totally.
People are into me.
And I saw that like, you know, he didn't have many followers. And I was like, of course. Of course. Nobody likes the goth people. We're so oppressed. No one wants to
admit to liking Cris Angel.
Yeah, totally. And I was like, of course he's an outcast, just like me. Meanwhile, I'm just like hard to be around. I'm just like not really that fun to be around. And I'm like, oh, they keep doing this. I'm just being like judgmental and weird to like every person I meet. And then I'm like, it's because they don't like that I'm goth. It's like, it's because I like literally won't be friends with anybody who's not goth. Yeah. And then when I don't treat people kindly because they're not dressed goth, they're like, oh, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Man.
But yeah, so
that's so funny.
That was my love affair with Cris Angel when I was like 13. I might have been like 12. I could have been 11 or 12. I could have been that fucking young.
Man, 3 days
I feel like
at
13 I would have known.
Yeah.
It wasn't real, but I was pretty fucking young.
I get too excited and I'll think things are real, even to this day.
Yeah.
So I would definitely do it when I was 13.
Dude, the amount of like time and energy I put into my MySpace was absolutely insane. It was so crazy.
I don't remember. I remember using it, not like a ton though. Like I think I probably selected music, but I think mine was like a default orange. Was it orange?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I thought that. I don't know. I actually don't remember. I assume it would be blue and white, but I could just be thinking of something else.
Facebook.
I'm thinking of the logo of MySpace is blue and white.
Oh man, my memory is so bad for it.
But yeah, I remember like literally like Googling like profile skins and like going into the HTML and like taking out the part where your music player shows up. So like when they show up to your page, they can't pause the music. It just happens at you as you're as they're on your page.
Pretty
like
cool.
And also it was just like
hacker too.
Totally.
Emo hacker.
I know. Yeah, I was
emo hacker goth Karen.
I know. That's right. Emo hacker goth Karen. That was me. And like it's just because like that was like some of the earliest like subcultures or not the earliest, that's not true. There was way earlier subcultures, but at the time like being goth online or like emo or scene or whatever the fuck was like all I knew, right? It was like cuz there weren't like goth people around me. So I'd become obsessed with like people who were goth online or whatever. It was crazy.
I did that too. I stalked this. I think I told you before. This is all I really remember about MySpace is stalking this one emo girl who would be at all the shows.
Yes.
And she was like hot. Everyone was like, she's so hot.
Totally.
Everyone knew it.
Yeah.
She'd show up and she was like the popular girl of the emo girls.
Yes, exactly.
So I would look at her page constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah. And then she slept with the guy that I had a crush on. And I was like, what? We're in high school.
You guys are fucking?
Yeah. Man, I'm way behind. I knew it.
Aw, and she's having sex? God damn it. Yeah. Wait, did you know her personally or she was just...
Yeah, like I knew her at the shows. It's not like I was great friends with her, but she was at every show that like my friend's boyfriend's band was on. And then we met all these other bands through them. She was like, she wasn't in a band. She was just an emo girl that was hanging at emo shows.
She was a lot lizard.
Oh, is that what they're called?
I don't know.
Oh.
I've heard that term
You just
before.
wanted to talk about lizards again.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
fine.
Right. What do you have to say about lizards?
Well,
good transition. She was a lot lizard.
They can regrow them. But no, like I've heard the term lot lizard to describe like the women who like wait outside of concerts to like try and fuck the band.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's chuckle fucker, but
for bands. Yeah.
Lot lizard.
Lot lizard.
I like lot lizard like way better.
I know, but it also implies that they're like ugly.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Should we get into our post?
Let's get into our little posty.
Oh man. Here we go. Oh yeah. I forgot what we chose, but I knew I had it pulled up. So then I got excited again when I saw the title.
I heard every single moment of that. You were like, here we go. Oh.
Am I the asshole for ignoring a baby on the train? I was on the train yesterday traveling up to university as I had an important exam.
British
for sure, because
they said university.
Also,
and they also have trains.
Also, like if an American wanted to say university, they would say traveling up to the university or my university.
Yes.
But a British person says just university.
Yeah. They say university the way that we say college.
Yeah.
I'm going to college. I'm going to university. Yeah.
I was on the train traveling up to the university as I had an important exam. I was super stressed out just trying to do my flashcards on my phone. Nice. I relate to that.
Yeah, you know what that's like.
I was sitting at a 4-seater, really quiet train when this woman with a large buggy sits right across from me, effectively shutting me in. I thought it was weird because she knew I would have no space if she sat there. Obviously, I had practically no space, but only had... Wait, where? Do we know where... I guess they are...
I'm picturing, like, the parts of the train, you know, on, like, Amtraks and shit?
Yeah.
Where it's, like, they're all facing one way, and then in the middle, there's, like, a seat with, like, a table in the middle.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm... Or
something like
sometimes it's, like, them facing each other, but there's no table. Like, that's kind of what I'm picturing.
Yeah. I thought it was weird because she knew I would have no space if she sat there. Obviously, I had practically no space, but only had 30 minutes of my journey left, so I just smiled at the toddler and kept doing my flashcards. Okay. Seems fine.
All right. Okay. Seems fine.
Approved. Here's where I may be the asshole. The toddler kept moving about on the seats and screaming when I was just trying to focus. I even had my earphones in to try and block the noise so I could study. I, without even thinking about it, let out a sigh. I didn't even mean it. The mom looked at me. Yep, mom
There you go. And she said buggy instead of carriage.
Right. The mom looked at me and asked if I was bothering her. I said, no, I'm just trying to focus. She then said I was strange for not even entertaining her child for the journey.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like she pulled up to her because she was like, this lady looks like she'll be a good time.
Oh my God.
A lady looking at flashcards.
Yeah. She's like, she wants to play with my kids.
Yeah.
God.
I didn't even say hello to him or anything. I could have given her a break. Oh, so she wants her to babysit her kid on the
babysitter.
train. Mm-hmm.
She wants a free babysitter.
Yeah.
From a stranger.
You know, I have been in a situation similar. You know, every so often there will be like a parent with their kid on the train. And sometimes the kid's like kind of trying to interact with me.
Yeah.
And I'll like smile or wave or whatever. And I'm not going to do a bunch. I'm not going to be like, peekaboo.
Yeah.
You know, like that would be crazy to just start interacting with the child like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get the sense that the parents don't want you to give them too much attention because then the kid is going to start acting out on the train.
Yes.
Because now they think they're playing.
Totally.
So I will keep it very like minimum.
Also,
I'll wave and then I'll not look again.
Also, I think that like stranger danger is so fucking real. It's, you know, it's not as big of a problem as people say. Like everybody's like, yeah, 800,000 kids a year get kidnapped. And that's just not true.
Yeah.
That's like far right propaganda. But I do think that like, especially if you live in New York, you want your kids to be suspicious of strangers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you want your kids to go up to, like, if they get lost, people tell their kids, don't go up to anybody, go up to somebody else who has kids with them.
Yeah.
And be like, I don't know where my mom is or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, I think that most people like are teaching their kids not to get too familiar with strangers because of like, you know, the crazy shit that happens.
Yeah.
So it's wild that also, I don't know the gender of this person, but like, it's like we were talking about, like when you're like a kid and you're like an 8-year-old and somebody hands you like a fucking fresh baby and they're like, you love it, you're a girl.
Yeah.
It's like this lady sat down next to this person, was like, you're a girl reading, you must love kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just crazy to like, that's her, she thinks that's the norm is to get on a train and the people on the train know to entertain your baby.
Yeah.
Like, and it's rude for them not to do that.
I know.
That's such a wild assumption.
I know. Ugh. It's just like you're expecting everybody. Like, here's the thing. I try not to be judgmental of like people with kids or dogs. You're only seeing a snippet of what their life is like. Like, you have no fucking idea like how they are as parents. Like, you don't know that they have like poorly behaved kids. Maybe they're just having a bad day, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I kind of forgot where I was going with that.
That's so funny. That's because you were still going so strong with like, I'm about to say something. I do that too, but I didn't see you losing steam at all. And it was like a sudden drop.
I'll see if it comes back. Yeah, no, I just forgot what I was talking about. I kind of had a long day.
Man, that's so funny. It's actually great when that happens.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what you're going to say.
Oh,
but
I remember what
it is. It's so funny to see people forget.
I know, yeah. And also, like, because sometimes I'm just such a good bullshitter that I'll just be like, and then I'll be like, But I remember what I was going to say. I try not to judge people for the way that they are with their kids or their dogs or whatever in public because you don't know them and you're only seeing a snippet of their life. But it's like sometimes you see people and it's really obvious that, and I see this with dogs too. I pay more attention to people who do this with their dogs because I have a dog and I'm like, I would never do that. I'm not a parent, so I don't fucking know. But it's like when people like bring their kid or dog somewhere and they expect everyone to love their kid or dog as much as they do. So it's like, yeah, there'll be this dog that's around. I fucking love dogs, right? But there'll be like a dog at a restaurant and like they'll be like jumping on people's laps and shit and doing all this insane stuff. And the owner will just be like, oh, yeah. And it's like, fucking people I never walk around being like, people want Betty in their space.
Yeah.
Like, I assume that everybody is neutral or negative towards my dog until they tell me otherwise. You know, like I'm keeping her by my fucking side.
Some people are so scared of dogs too.
Exactly. And like, that's the thing. Like some people are fucking deathly afraid of dogs. There's a lady who used to live in my building where I would see her all the time, and she had like a toddler, and I would be on the elevator with Betty, and she would be like, it would stop at her floor, she'd be about to get on, and she'd be like, no, we'll wait for the next one.
Oh.
Very afraid.
Yeah.
And so I was just always like, I always kept her like really close when I was around that lady. And I remember one time we were walking down the street and I saw the lady from afar and she was like, sorry, I know she's a good dog, but like I got bit when I was younger, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, just treat everybody like they got bit by a dog or a dumb fucking kid.
Yeah.
Like, because people don't want like other things in their space in public. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And some people I think are afraid of kids because they're worried they're going to hurt them somehow. Like dropping a baby, a newborn baby.
Oh my God.
Not holding their neck right.
Totally.
Yeah.
So many men that I talk to are like, yeah, I love kids, but I'm afraid that if I hang out with a kid too closely, everybody's going to think I'm molesting it.
Yeah.
Which is like a real thing. People do fucking react that way. I don't know if it's a real thing, but people act like everybody wants to molest their kid, like their kid's hot or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're... What, you think your kid's that hot that I'm going to molest him? Relax.
There's a little bit more. I don't know if it's like... that valuable, but
sorry, I went on a tirade and then forgot what I was talking about and then got a second wind and kept talking.
That was so funny. You were like, and I really feel like this and I'm about to say it.
I know, so much
and then
confidence.
You immediately had nothing at all.
Sorry, I had like
do that too, but it's just so
I had
so
such
funny.
a light lunch and I just had one beer, so my brain is like crazy right now.
I was shocked by this because why am I, a stranger, meant to entertain your child? Yeah. Just because you sat right next to me and blocked me on a quiet train. I was so weird. It was so weird of her. I just nodded and went back to what I was doing because I had other things on my mind. My flashcards. Yeah. So it wasn't anything extra.
God, it's so crazy.
Man, that's wild.
I hate that shit.
Also, I mean, I'm happy for anybody to like want to be a parent and have your kid and stuff. But sometimes I think parents just think everyone... I don't really have anything to say either. I actually don't have a lot to say, but I do sometimes think that just being a parent, for some parents, makes them be like, oh, I'm a parent, like I'm special because I have a kid. And I should walk on a train and get extra treatment because I have a child. And yes, we're going to make sure like you do have a little bit of, people are paying attention because you have a kid.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, is that a parent?
I know. It's not like a firefighter walked on board and people are like, thank you for your service.
Yes.
Like there's so many parents who act like because they had somebody nut in them. I do think that creating life is like a beautiful, fantastic thing.
Yeah.
But also any idiot can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And accidentally all the time.
And it's like, I think that raising children is extremely hard.
Yeah.
But it's like, just, I don't know, like people act like they should be given a fucking Purple Heart.
Yeah.
And like special treatment because they have like a kid with them. And it's like, no. Everybody is not like catering to you now because you had a kid.
Yeah.
You know, like we're still like all adults at a fucking bar or something.
Yeah.
You know, when people fucking bring their babies into a fucking brewery or some shit and then there's a kid running around.
Yeah.
And it's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, there's like cornhole for adults to play and the kids are like throwing the beanbags at you and you're like, Jesus Christ, bro. I don't know.
Man. We hate parents on this podcast, I guess. No, I don't. I do think though.
Well, in my experience, parents either die or leave, so what the fuck?